Welcome to lecture number 2, part 1 of Professional Ethics. In this lecture, we will talk about Socratic account of professionalism. To define professionalism, Michael Davis proposed a method of dialogue. This concept was based on the ideology of great Greek philosopher Socrates. Davis involved professionals from different countries along with philosophers. The purpose was to give a complete definition of profession. After relentless, unabated efforts of 2 decades, Davis came up with following definition. I must warn you that this definition is very typical, and we will further elaborate this concept in the next lecture. First, just listen to the definition, write it down if possible. It goes as follows. A profession is a number of individuals in the same occupation, voluntarily organized to earn a living. By openly serving a moral ideal in a morally permissible way, beyond what law, market, morality, and public opinion would otherwise require. In the next lecture, I will break this definition into different parts, and then we will discuss them. Thank you for listening. In the previous lecture, we talked about the Socratic account of professionalism. In this lecture, we will divide the definition into portions in order to understand it better. The first part is profession is a number of individuals. It means that a profession is not based on a single or a couple of people. A group should be involved doing a particular job. Only then we can call it a profession. The second point is voluntarily organized. It means that people should not be forced to do something. Rather, they should select themselves. This concept is entirely against our country, where we select the profession because either our father or mother wants us to be that. Then the third point is to earn a living. Now, whatever you're doing, it should not be a welfare work. You should earn from it. I just want to share a personal experience. As a computer engineer, people expect me to fix their computers all the time. I mean, you're talking to a neighbor and he says, my keyboard is not working. Can you fix it? Or can you install an operating system? That too for free. So beware, if you're an electronics engineer, you're not made to fix a light bulb or an electric switch or even a tube light. I mean, that's not your job. So you should know your worth, number one. And number two, even if you're doing it, do it for money. Point number 4 is openly serving, an occupation in which you're not ashamed of what you're doing. Mainly the concept is that it should be legal. Let's take an example of a criminal gang that deals in drugs. Look at the definition. Profession is a number of individuals. In a gang, you'll find a lot of individuals voluntarily organize. Well, we all know the difference between right and wrong. If I'm dealing in drugs, then I know what I'm doing. And I'm doing it to earn more money. That is, earn a living. But the fourth point, which says openly serving, you won't be able to openly serve people by selling drugs. I mean, you can't open a shop that says we sell drugs, right? So this is not something which you can do openly. Point number 5 is a moral ideal. A moral ideal is that an engineer builds a better world for you. Doctor eases the suffering of humanity. Lawyers, judges, they provide justice. So these are some of the moral ideals of the profession. Later on, the definition states in a morally permissible way. Now, an engineer builds a better world for you. Fine, but it doesn't mean that if you find a road, you're a civil engineer and you've discovered that a road is cracked from different points. You bring your own apparatus and start rebuilding it. This is, I guess, not morally permissible. Doctors, they ease the suffering of humanity. But it doesn't mean that if a patient is in vegetative state or is suffering from pain and he's a terminal case, you give them injection and put them to death. It happens in different parts of the world where it is legal to give injection and put them to sleep forever. It is not moral or ethical. Finally, lawyers or judges, they provide justice. It doesn't mean if you know that a criminal is standing in front of you, you hang them right away without a proper trial. We will continue with this definition in the next part. Thank you. Now, last point of Socratic account of professionalism was beyond what law, market, morality, and public opinion would otherwise require. This means that a professional is someone who delivers more than is expected from him by the law, market, in terms of morality and opinion of the public. So, we explored the Socratic account in greater detail. In the next lecture, we will talk about the professional model and the business model. Thank you very much. Dear students, our next topic is engineering and professionalism. By now, we have studied sociological analysis of professionalism and Socratic accounts. Both of these definitions are used to identify or differentiate a profession from occupation. You have to place the field of engineering according to these definitions and see whether it's a profession or an occupation. Please do come up with the results within the allocated time